And we're going to wait for the notification to go on out. Kind of sucks because I wanted to do this video from the park today because it was beautiful today. It was like 81 degrees. But when I got to the park today and I went to record, my phone was at 2%. So I couldn't record. Right? I could not record. All right, so because it's already late in the evening, we're just going to do an energetic pull for what I'm picking up collectively. On my hype today, I just kept hearing acceptance, and then that popped up again today in my conversation, my unpacking conversation with Kelly Kells this morning. It was just like acceptance. So we're gonna see what the collective need to know about acceptance. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle these cards and wait for the notification to come out to see who joins us. I'm gonna try swapping up my times of jumping on live too, right? All right, so hello, my love. How are ya? How are you? Thank you so much for putting a like on the video. It's gonna help with the algorithm, okay? Because you know, I just got back. How are you? So we're doing today's message. I got to the park today, and when I got to the park, my phone was on 2%, so I couldn't go live from the park, and it was so beautiful. And it was quiet, like there was no kids at the playground. It was so beautiful. So beautiful. Okay. So we're going to do a 5-card diamond pull today and see why the universe is saying that acceptance is key at this point of the journey. I just kind of feel like energetically, the energy that we've been feeling in the collective is an energy of letting go. It's an energy of newness, which means that you are going to have to accept that your routine have changed. Maybe even your living situations have changed. Maybe your financial situation have changed. Maybe your relationship situation have changed. Your career situation have changed. Your spiritual situation have changed, right? So I hear spirit saying, as you free fall into the universe and you let go, you need to know that acceptance. Hey, light within darkness, my love. As you're free falling into this new energy, right, where you are aware that you are a co-creator. You're aware that you are co-creating. You're aware that there's something more. You're aware that there's something new. You're aware that something needs to change in order for you to get to the other side of whatever it is you're going through, because everybody's going through something, okay? Everybody right now is being asked to look at what is useful in your experience and what is not, okay? And you know the deal. Don't everybody be doing their work. Some people be on some fuck shit, right? Excuse me, if you are here and you are new to the channel, I do want to apologize because I do curse, okay? You know some people be on some mess. You also know that you have some gargamels out here, right? That hunt you down just so your life could be unhappy, right? So they hunt you down so they can bring in the negative energy, and they can energetically dump and energetically siphon off of what you have going on, okay? So this is why it's important for you to be able to create a spiritual routine, right? Because there are energy vampires. And I kind of feel like the energy collectively right now, and what I hear spirit saying, as the universe is showing you, right, things in this free fall and things in you being able to trust. And it's not about trusting other people. It's really about trusting you. Like I hear spirit saying, let them know that you've been through enough at this stage in your journey that you should be able to trust you. Okay? You need to be able to trust you. So Spirit is saying that as you move through this acceptance of whatever this is, whether it's career change, relationship change, family change, moving, you know, pets, children, whatever it is, Spirit is saying that you need to be able to trust yourself. It's not about trusting other people, but it's more about trusting yourself, okay? So we're going to do a 5-card diamond pull and see exactly maybe what some of us may need to walk through accepting. And I kind of feel like I kind of feel it's like accepting the fact of the things that you have the power to change and the things that you don't have the power to change, right? You need to accept the fact that you can't. So let me give you an example. One of the examples that I have is if you have a friend, and I've used this example several times, right? So you have your friend Sandra, and Sandra is the type of friend that is a ride or die. Like Sandra is your girl. Sandra is going to ride or die with you. Sandra is going to make sure that you got backup. The only thing with Sandra is, however, Sandra always late. Okay, I mean, it's to the point where people may even say Sandra going to be late to her own funeral. Sandra is always late, okay? So, if Sandra is always late, and you have someplace important to go, right? Why would you ask Sandra to take you to this important place that you need to go, right? If Sandra is always late, if Sandra is not the dependable friend to make sure you get someplace on time because she can't even get herself someplace on time, why would you enlist Sandra to take you to an appointment that you have to be on time? Right? So that's the energy that I'm getting, is like being able to accept the things you cannot change. You can't change that Sandra is always late. So you would have to, or you should, right? Because you accept Sandra for who she is. You should make other arrangements, okay, for you to be able to get to where you need to go in a timely manner. But don't ask Sandra to do that because you know that is not Sandra's strong point, okay? So you need to be mindful of that, all right? So in the first card placement, we have stop popping up. And stop, the first card placement is all about the issue, right? So we're going to clarify exactly what you need to stop and what Spirit is saying you need to stop and accept. Card fell. Oh, I need to put my glasses on. I don't know if anybody's even on. I know I saw people on, but this thing is doing some weird things. I can't even tell if there's anybody in the chat right now. It's just doing weird things. Okay, so all right. I feel like ooh. Okay, so you got the Six of Pentacles upright, the King of Pentacles upright, and then you got the and then you got the Seven of Wands in reverse, okay? So energetically, I feel like you could be, or you could be in a dynamic, or you could be experiencing something with someone where you're being supportive, or there's a lot of sharing and kindness, or maybe even assistance being given, right? With the Six of Pentacles, we know it's all about gifts and giving, right? Because it's paired also with the King of Pentacles, this lets me know that somebody understands that they got to invest in order for things to grow, right? So somebody understands how important stability and security is, right? So there seems to start off here with gifts and being generous and being supportive, right? And understanding that this is the way that you have to operate. But I feel like somebody's given up, right? It feels like somebody may have been given more in a situation than they're getting back. And this could be in a situation where Pentacles is concerned. This could be maybe putting in hard work and in a relationship and feeling like you're not getting back what you're getting. Maybe putting hard work into a project and feeling like you're not getting back what you're getting, right? Maybe even giving, I want to say, your expertise. Ooh, some people may be giving their advice on their expertise, or maybe even helping to support other people, you know, even financially, slipping you some cash, telling you could stay with me, like, I kind of feel like somebody may have been generous in a situation and that has stopped, okay? That has stopped. Somebody has given in or given up. But I also want to say that somebody may have moved on from, oh, okay. We got the, we got the Eight of Cups in reverse showing up also. Somebody has moved on from something. And this could have been because there was a lot of lies, right? Somebody stopped believing the lies. Somebody stopped, and it kind of feels like somebody stopped doing and believing the lies and giving their attention, their money, their support, right? And I even want to feel like their status, like something that you may have helped in a situation of somebody gaining finances or becoming financially stable or becoming stable or having their business to take off or being that ear, like bouncing ideas off, right? Somebody may have said, I've had enough, I'm moving on, right? And they didn't, I feel like energetically, you stop buying into the BS because there's lies, there's trickery here. And I feel like somebody's behavior could be very just nasty with their words here, right? So you have energy where somebody has stopped maybe being so generous and so kind in how they're moving, right? So that's the overall issue that we have here. Somebody may have found out something based on a lie somebody has told, and they really had to contemplate this and accepting that this is who this person is, this is what this person does, right? And then not as generous and forthcoming and giving and kind as they used to be, all right? Second placement, we have illumination. Yep, I think someone found something out. So the illumination card is showing up in the placement of things that's happening that you may not have been aware of. And I feel like somebody may have found something out, okay? Yep, it's the end. It's the end of some type of conflict, some type of argument. I feel like somebody may have found something out. And I feel like although it was painful, right? Because it was deceitful, right? And because you had the Eight of Cups in reverse, saying that you just had to accept this, I feel like what was illuminated, I feel like you just came to a place where you accepted, like, this is what it is. This is who this person is, right? And you just stopped compromising. You just reached an agreement within yourself that I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not fighting anymore. I'm not arguing anymore, you know. And it feels like as you begin to accept this from within, like this person really is who they are. Or even I'm feeling like, or even getting to a place where you've accepted who you are and knowing that who you are may not necessarily fit this particular situation, right? Because you got the Five of Wands in reverse. So there's an end of something. There's an end of a struggle because you were illuminated about something. You got information about something. There was some lies, some deceit. And this could be you lying to yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to be you lying to anybody else. This could be you lying to yourself, right? So something was illuminated. Somebody may have lied. You stopped buying into the lies. And once you stop compromising, I feel it's like you stopped compromising and accepted this person for who they were and even maybe accepted you for who you are, right? And once you did that, things change. You really began to feel like you were on a path of solid beginnings. You're starting to feel yourself setting goals. You're starting to think about a plan. You're starting to think about life and how it looks without this particular career path, how it looks without this particular person in my path, how it looks for me to maybe change partnerships, how it looks for me to stop this project and go back to this project because this is really what I'm supposed to be doing, right? So there's something happening here because you stop buying into somebody's lies. And I feel like the song that I'm hearing in my head is like by Sade long time ago. Sade had this song out called Smooth Operator. I feel like some of you were dealing with a smooth operator. And let me just say, if this was a relationship that you had with yourself, where you're smooth operating yourself and you're not paying attention to the conversations you're having with yourself, somebody could have become aware of some patterns that they have, especially around money and generosity, right? And maybe giving too much much of yourself or committing too much to things that you shouldn't be, okay? But you found something out and became illuminated of something, and you're just kind of like, I don't have to argue about this anymore. I don't even have to compromise about this anymore. Like I am accepting that you are who you are, right? You are who you are. And I feel like even in the placement number 3, where you have pain, root chakra, and I feel like this could have been something definitely linked to stability, whether it's stability in finances, stability in emotions, stability in relationship, or stability in relationships. I feel like, you've had to, whatever this was, this hurt. Light within darkness. You said, when am I going to be doing readings? Light within darkness. Are you talking about like the signs, the zodiac readings? Let me know if that's what you're talking about. Okay. Yeah, I feel like whatever it is you found out, right? Ooh, you found out the truth about something. I can't make this stuff up. Somebody may have expressed the truth, or you may have found something where somebody may have expressed the truth to somebody, right? And I kind of feel personal readings. Oh, yes, I'm doing personal readings. You just got to go ahead and either DM me on Instagram or email me at foryourinnervoice@gmail.com. Yeah, somebody found out something. Right? Somebody found out something. And there's some regret here. So somebody may have expressed something to you, or somebody may have passed a comment that may have been hurtful. And I feel like whatever the truth were, you were believing something else that wasn't true. And now, mind you now, because you know we had that eclipse in Pisces, right? And with the eclipse in Pisces, Pisces rule not even just awakening to your higher spiritual nature, but Pisces also rule illusion. And Pisces rule the archetype of serving, service and suffering, right? Now, what you need to learn about this energy, especially the energy from the eclipse, because this is going to take us into the next couple of months, right? So eclipse energy brings in change, and that change usually happens over a period of time. So anywhere from day after eclipse, couple of days before eclipse, all the way up to 6 months after an eclipse. So eclipse is ushering the change, okay? And because the eclipse is happening in Pisces, Pisces is going to let you know this is the change that the eclipse is going to be taking effect in. Pisces rule illusion. It also rules confusion, but it also rules a higher level of understanding. The reason why Pisces is at the end of the zodiac sign, because you can think of the zodiac sign as a wheel, okay? And they're in all of your chakras. All of your chakras are connected to the zodiac energy, okay? Is a wheel of energy, or a part of the energy that makes a totality of who you are as an energetic being, okay? So Pisces is at the end of the zodiac sign. So by the time you go through Aries all the way down to Pisces, you should have a better understanding from one zodiac calendar year, Aries, all the way down to Pisces, of who you are, how you've evolved, what you need to do next, maybe what you don't need to do, right? Now, why is this so relevant now in this time? This is relevant in this time because we are now headed back to Pluto in Aquarius for the next 18 to 20 years in mid-November, okay? So Pluto's going into Aquarius in mid-November, and this is going to require you to be your unique individual self, but it's also going to require you to be the best version of you. So it's going to be better for the group or your tribe or your family or whoever is in your inner circle, right? So the energy is saying the best way for you to show up right now is for you to be authentically you. And I feel like energetically you may have either been lying to yourself, right? Sorry. You may have been either lying to yourself about something, or you found out that somebody may have been lying to you about something. And this hurts because whatever this is, I feel like you were given genuinely, right? It was like genuinely, but it wasn't like a give and take, right? And I kind of feel like whoever this is, it was like just very adamant about I feel like whoever this energy is, right? And I'm hearing like you may have even outgrown, right? Like you may have even outgrown, because I feel like this energy of this person could be energy where all I keep hearing is never ending. Like if it's not one thing, it's the next with this energy. If it's not one thing, it's the next with this energy, right? Whatever this is, you found out the truth, and there could be some regret. And I feel like the regret can be coming from whoever's been watching you, okay? Or whatever you've been watching. So you could have been watching somebody, how they move. You could have found something out in social media. You could have found something out on the internet. But some type of truth you found out, right? Based on finding something or somebody spying on you. I feel like this lets you know that you needed to pull back and take care of you. You may have been given energy to something or someone, right? That may have been lying to you. Or you may have been given energy to some thought or some emotion that may have been lying to you and keeping you stuck in a place where you can't move on, right? And the fourth card placement, is all about what's needed for resolution, right? And comfort is showing up. And comfort is showing up with heart chakra energy. And when comfort shows up, it's kind of like, and I feel like, you know how the other day I had the video where I said you have to get comfortable in you're going to have to get comfortable in the uncomfortability because you're in the unknown, right? So you're going to have to get comfortable in the new space that you're in, right? But Spirit is saying some of you are too comfortable in lack and doubt, right? Now, it kind of, whatever happened here where you found out the truth about something, it may have you questioning the generosity that you genuinely gave to something, right? Or the support that you genuinely gave to something, right? I feel like somebody was being a major asshole and could have come out of pocket, right? And maybe have expressed something. Yep. This person is demanding, they're pushy, they're overbearing. They self-righteous, and they could even be narcissistic type energy, right? So whatever this is, now I'm telling you, if you're the one that's a bully, you need to stop it. That's not where the energy is right now. Listen, in 2024, this is not the energy for you to be abusing your power on any level. Emotionally, mentally, politically, entertainmentally. That I know entertainmently ain't a word, but you understand what I'm saying, right? Right? So you got the Magician card showing up here, right? Now, when the Magician card shows up, you need to know that this is Mercury energy. So this is creative information coming in, but it's coming in mentally to let you know you have everything that you need, okay? You got the cups on here, you got the pentacles, you got the sword, okay? And you got the wand. You got everything that you need to make this happen. But you're too comfortable doubting yourself. And it's kind of like you're closed off, right? You're closed off. Or somebody's closed off and guarded because of whatever went down. Oh. I feel like you're closed off to the bullshit because you're right now, you're in an energy of whatever this is. This has you now looking at yourself, and you're walking with more self-care, self-love, and intentions, right? So whatever this is, this puts you in a place where I kind of feel like no more being limited, no more being fearful, no more not being myself, no more not being myself, no more not trusting myself, no more looking outside of myself for you to do or to heal or to be, no more. Like, I need to believe in me. I need to trust me. I need to trust my instincts. Why didn't I see those red flags? Why didn't I trust myself? I knew that. I thought that. Why didn't I trust myself? So some of you are in a place where you're accepting that you need to trust yourself more, because this is what the situation led you to. Somebody would have lied, and you were kind and generous to this person too. And for some of you, if this is shadow work that you're doing, I feel like the kind and the generous that you were to yourself was more about hiding something that you didn't want to deal with. So if this is shadow work, that's what that would represent if you're dealing with yourself here, right? All right, in the fifth card placement, which is the outcome, what do you need to actually have resolution in the outcome? What will be the outcome? A cleanse. You need to cleanse. And for some people, I do feel like you need to drink more water. You need to be in nature. But for some people, it's journaling. For some people, it's mirror work. Just looking in the mirror and being honest with yourself. For some people, it's actually going to be you forgiving whatever this is. And I know it's hard because whatever this is, they're saying that this could have been something painful. And I feel like whatever this is, it's like the person did it out of anger, but they took delight in it. It's like they want you to feel something. They want you to feel hurt. Yep. There's been some type of unexpected changes, and they're saying you're going to need to cleanse, okay? You're going to have to cleanse. And part of the cleanse is accepting what you can change and what you can't change. Part of the cleanse is going to be accepting, yep, emotional maturity, right? Part of that is accepting you cannot change other people. You cannot make other people do what you want them to do. And you are going to have to accept that Sandra is Sandra, right? You're going to have to accept that Sandra is Sandra. And you're going to have to accept that Gargamel is Gargamel, right? Sometimes Gargamel is just going to get up in his energy and come looking for you to purposely fuck with you. Right? Gargamel is going to get up and Gargamel is going to come and hunt you down to purposely fuck with you. And I feel like energetically, right? You have said to something, someone, or even your thoughts, your emotions that's been just heavy and hovering and doubting yourself and whatever that is, Spirit is saying, no, just accept it. Like it is what it is. You can't change. You can't unfuck something. Like you can't change it, right? You cannot change it. You can't change people. Yeah, it's scary because you got to move on. And here, this may have been something that you really loved, someone that you really cared about, something that you really invested a lot of time in. Maybe even something painful that you held on to for a long time for closure. But can I tell you something? You don't need somebody to come into your life and give you closure. You can give yourself closure. Okay? You need to know that. So for some of you, I feel like you've come to the point where you recognize that you can give yourself closure and you don't have to wait for this person to come and apologize. Bottom of the deck, confidence. I can't make this up. Somebody stop being kind and generous and supportive in a situation, especially where they feel like I feel like it was just a lot of words going back and forth, but there were a lot of lies, right? There were a lot of lies, but you accepted that this is who this person is, or this is what it is. And you just came to the end of, I'm not doing this no more. I'm not struggling. I'm not compromising with the bullshit. It just is what it is. And it's kind of like the minute you did that, though, it's like your shoulders went down energetically. Not to say that you don't have to breathe through it every day and you don't have to like do the inner work and the check and the shadow work every day. But there's something about accepting that this is what it is right now that's going to take you to the place of being able to cleanse, right? Being open for the changes that are coming in. And I kind of feel like whatever this is, it feels like it has something to do with your stability, whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship where you've lived with someone for a really long time, whether it's a career path that you've been, on for a long time that has just abruptly changed, whether it's feeling like you just had the rug ripped off, out from under you, that from something that's been your foundation or maybe even your belief, right? Hey, Miss T, right? Something that was solid, that was stable to you, you may have found out it's not true. It's not true. Like, this was a facade. This was a facade. This was and the thing is, I feel like energetically that you, and because Spirit is saying, tell them when they cleanse. Not so we're not just talking about maybe doing a spiritual bath for cleansing or maybe saging, right? But Spirit is saying, even when you cleanse and you're breathing and you're having your conversation, as you're breathing out and exhaling, like exhale out that whatever this is, just exhale out and breathe in the acceptance. Exhale out what you can't change, breathe in what you can't change. Spirit is saying somebody has been feeling trapped, been feeling like they were putting in the work, okay? Well, been feeling like they were, it feel like somebody may have been feeling like they were in some type of situation where they were trapped and they needed to let go, they needed to release. So somebody could have walked away from something. The hangman is popping up here and saying somebody would have made a major decision and a major change to walk away from something or someone. And now keep in mind, this can be in any realm: mental, emotional, physical, relationship. Okay, and when I say relationships, it's important for me to say not just relationship with other people. This could be the relationship that you are having with yourself. Now, let me just tell you this, right? Because I can go into who did what, who said what. Like, we can dig. Like, we can dig and we can get all of the juice and we can be nosy, right? But at the end of the day, my goal here is to have you to walk away feeling empowered and feeling like you have the power to take control of your experiences, right? Your pain, your disappointments, your frustration, and all of these things that we go through as human beings, right? They're left for you to be able to use your emotions as indicators of how you need to move as a being, whether it's energetically, in your actions, in your emotions, in your words, okay? So let me just tell you this: words, spellings, or spells. Be mindful of what you are speaking out into the ethers, okay? I feel like somebody had enough. Okay, they came into some information or got some type of illumination, and this could have been some type of spiritual awakening, like some type of epiphany, just some type of. And I feel like for some of you, it happened. It could have happened in the midst of maybe even interacting or having a conversation with this person or having a conversation with yourself. And I can't make this up, right? I feel like some people are going through the shadow work right now. And I can't make this up. Like, this is universal. What's the purpose of this argument? Somebody's like, what's the purpose? I just need to accept that you are who you are. Somebody have made a decision to not just accept other people for who they are, but I feel like most importantly, you are accepting who you are. You've made a decision to do this. You've made a decision to do this. And can I tell you, like, let me just tell you something right now, right? I feel like even in making the decision to do this, you had to make this decision to do this knowing that you would have to let the chips fall where they may. Knowing that you were not going to be able to control the outcome of this. You were going to have to let the chips fall where they may, right? You were going to have to be confident that you was going to be okay. Like, I can't make this up. Look at this. Growth. There's shadow work going on here. There's purpose. Like, you are purposefully making a decision, right? No more. I'm not doing this no more. No, like, and I kind of feel it's like you have outgrown something or someone or some path, right? And you want to know what I'm finding too? That's interesting. I feel like you wasn't even necessarily looking for this. Like, when this came in eclipse season, I feel like you weren't even looking for this, right? It's not something that you were looking for, but I feel like with Eclipse happening in Capricorn, illusions, confusions, but also a great awakening, right? So we got that happening in the eclipse, right? But then we also have Pluto getting ready to shoot back over into Aquarius, but it's still in Saturn. And Saturn is saying, what is useful that we can take over into Pluto and Aquarius, being your own unique self and what's beneficial for the group, okay? That inner knowing, knowing what to do, knowing who to call, knowing where to go, right? That inner knowing, right? But Pluto and Saturn are talking, and Saturn is saying to Pluto, okay, we got to transform, but we can't take all of this shit with us over into Aquarius, because you know Aquarius energy is all about rebellion. Like, there's going to require them being their own unique self, and they don't always like to pay attention to the rules. Although we co-rule, Saturn co-rules Aquarius, Aquarius is like, okay, I know there are rules, but can I just bend the rules? Because you know, like, okay, I know you say that we got to wear jeans and they got to be blue jeans, but can I at least cut my jeans up, right? So Aquarius want to show up. So if everybody's wearing jeans, right, the energy is going to be, the Aquarius energy is going to show up in jeans because that's part of the rules, right? But they might show up in shredded jeans where the jeans are shredded up to their cooch, or the jeans are shredded somewhere, or the jeans are just shredded when everybody else is in just blue jeans with no, with no holes in them, okay? And then when you ask them, well, why are you wearing shredded jeans? Because we're out and we're doing this, and well, technically the rule was to wear jeans, but you didn't say that my jeans couldn't be shredded, okay? Or technically you said I could wear jeans, but you didn't say they had to be blue jeans. Okay, so Aquarius energy is co-ruled by Saturn. So Saturn, the rule was jeans, right? But Aquarius is saying, I heard, but I need to be unique. You didn't say that I couldn't wear dark jeans, that it had to be light blue jeans, okay? So just keep in mind, right now what's happening, there's an energetic purge happening. You cannot be able to manifest in this new energy with fear, immaturity, emotionally, doing fuck shit to people, and think when you land on the other side of this energy that you are not going to reap what you have planted now. Saturn is speaking to Pluto and saying, what do we need to take with us? What can go? Who can't go? What's not useful? And who has to stay behind? Everybody's not going to make it on the other side with you. Shit, some people are not going to make it simply because they choose not to do the work, right? And some people are going to make it simply because they are not able to have an independent thought or an independent feeling outside of what is being told to them, right? They're just not in tune and aware on a spiritual level. And listen, I'm not talking about a spiritual level where you got to read tarot cards and you got to meditate and you got to walk in nature and hug the trees and stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about anything spiritual, whether you go to church, whether you're a Buddhist, whether you do temple. I'm talking about whatever resonates to you right now on a spiritual level. I'm telling you right now, that is the area that you are going to have to fortify, because that's what's going to carry you through this energy from now into 2030. And the landscape of things is going to change from now to 2030. Shit, the landscape of things have changed from 2020, right? So you can walk out of your house now and know that nothing looks the same anymore from since 2020. Nothing looks the same. We're in that energy again where there's a shift happening right now that by the time you get to 2030, nothing is going to look the same again. But you're going to have to be, because not only, and let me just, because I know like everything is coming in so fast. Tell them about the DNA upgrade. Tell them about the DNA upgrade. Please don't know this is scientific. I'm not just speaking out my ass here. You could go research this, okay? Energetically, there is more radiation coming into the atmosphere that is activating, aka your junk DNA, okay? And some of the things that your junk DNA is responsible for is your telepathic nature, your intuitive abilities, your spiritual abilities. So there are things happening in people right now, right, that they may not have necessarily been aware of, that is part of who they are. So you have different aspects of yourself. You have different fragmented parts of yourself that are merging together right now. This is why doing the shadow work is important. This is why doing the shadow work is important. I have somebody right now in my experience that's mirroring back to me things that I need to embrace about myself. I need to do self-care and self-love about myself, that I need to take responsibility in about myself. Now, I'm just going to tell you right now, if I'm being honest with you, the method in which some of these truths have surfaced, it's not the best method. It's actually kind of mean and I want to say hurtful, the way that this person is doing it, right? It's very hurtful. But because I'm doing this, my shadow work, I understand. Like, as much as it hurts, I understand that this is happening for me, not to me, which means that in order for me to get to the other side of this, I am going to have to make a decision to grow. Grow past this pain. Grow in this pain. See the beauty in this painful experience. See the beauty in it, right? So if you are a woman and you are watching this video, right, I would experience this to childbirth, right? Knowing when you go into labor, or even when you have cramps, right, that there's eggs there, life can be created there, right? And for a man, it would be equivalent to lifting weight and adding an extra 5 or 10 pounds, right, onto your set, right? And having to feel that push or that pain, right? So something is being birthed right now, okay? And I feel like what's being birthed is like you're being led out of your pain, right? And you're being led into a more confident you. And see, and I can't even make this up. There's growth happening. One of the songs that was playing in my head as I was on the hike today was Rise Up. And I think it's by Andrea Day. I think, I'm not mistaken. But Spirit wants you to know, be aware that you are co-creating with the universe, especially when you're going through difficult things, right? Because it's easy for us to, the universe, and I meditate and I walk with my shoes off in the grass and I ground myself, and I'm balancing my throat chakra. Like, it's cool to do all of those things, right? It's cool to do all of those things, or to have those conversations, right? Because everything beautiful is unfolding in your life. But sometimes it's difficult to have that same conversation when it feels like every fucking thing is being ripped out of your life, right? Where there can be regret and repression of feeling repressed of maybe not being able to speak your truth, because it really doesn't matter what your truth is. You now have to accept that somebody's really like this. Like, they are really, oh, shit, this is what they do. Or maybe even, oh, shit, this is what I do, right? It's time to cleanse. And I kind of feel like the cleanse, let me just say this once again, this is not just a spiritual cleanse. For some people, it's a physical cleanse. Physically having to remove yourself from a situation, from a relationship, from a thought, or from an emotion, right? Like, literally having to recognize that this may not just be something that you can sit in the tub and take your spiritual bath and that be the end of it, right? There may be action required, whether it's emotionally, mentally, physically, or in your actions. There got to be something done, right? And let me just tell you too, whatever you need to cleanse, you need to know that this needs to be done with emotional intelligence. It's not personal. I don't feel like this is personal. I feel like you're making the best decision that you need to make for yourself in this energy. This is not personal. North Node energy. This is purpose driven. And purpose driven could just be like, what is the purpose of me going back and forth with this? What is the purpose of me trusting you when I can trust me? What's the purpose? So I'm going to accept that this is what it is, or I'm going to accept that this is who you are. And I'm going to rewrite my story the way that it needs to be written, right? Spirit is saying no more doubt, no more fear, no more limitations. You're being renewed. Whatever, and I kind of feel like this person, because you trust this person, I feel like whatever you're walking away from, it could be, oh shit. I feel like now that you've made your decision to accept whatever the situation is, right? I feel like the lack, the limitation, and the doubt that you're feeling, right, is going to lead you into renewal and growth. All right. But in order to get to all of these, I feel like you are going to have to make that decision to do that shadow work. You're going to have to own your shit. It's okay to blame everybody else, but you're going to have to take accountability maybe for the red flags that you saw. You're going to have to take accountability maybe for the boundary that you should have set that you didn't. You're going to have to take accountability maybe that, you know, so let's say, for example, like one of the things that you're working on is you with you. You're working on you with you. And one of the things that you know Spirit's been working you in is making a choice or making a decision to stop with the unhealthy stuff, right? And one of the boundaries that you need to make with yourself, maybe to drink more water, maybe to not, you know, moderate your sweets, okay? Whatever it is, you're going to have to do the work. Nobody's going to be able to do this for you. You're going to have to do the inner emotional and mental work to be able to reframe this. Okay, reframe is an NLP word. What that means is that whatever situation or whatever future experience that you want or whatever pain that you've experienced, you get to rewrite that story the way that you wanted it to play out in your mind's eye, in your emotions. You get to forgive yourself. Forgiveness is not, because a lot of times we spend time paying more attention and forgiving somebody else for them hurting us, right? And you don't take the time maybe to look and see if you have any residual resentment or unforgiveness towards yourself for maybe feeling gullible, for maybe feeling naive, for maybe feeling like you could have trusted this person, for maybe feeling like you were too kind or too loving, you know, or you weren't bold enough or whatever it is. Like we have all of these things built up in ourselves based on experience and based on all of the freaking programming that we've been programmed to think, to feel, to do, to have, right? That you don't necessarily always check in with yourself to see what program is running in this particular situation that you're in. I'm going to give you an example because I feel like I need to give real-time examples so you can know. Even when you're working on mastery and you've reached a level of mastering something on your spiritual walk, all right? Please know that there's always a level of growth. There's always a level of growth. And sometimes on the spiritual journey, when you're doing your shadow work, you can think that, okay, I worked on this 2 years ago and I did amazing on that. Like, man, I was feeling myself. People could see my glow. Like I was really doing it. People would just say, oh my gosh, you're glowing. That was that shadow work, right? Now it's 2 years later and something you thought you healed 2 years later, because you thought you healed it and you put it up on the shelf and you left it there, you come back 2 years. Now this thing that you thought you healed got dust on it, right? Because you just came out of a situation where although you thought you healed and cleaned this off and put it in a box, because you have not been checking in on this part of yourself to make sure that you fully healed, right? Now that you remove the box on the shelf, it got a whole bunch of dust on it. So what you got to do? You got to clean the dust off, right? So I say all of that to say that depending on how deep your trauma is, depending on how deep your broken heart is, depending on how deep your disappointments are, depending on how deep your expectations for other people and yourself runs, right? You may find that some of this shadow work that you're doing is going to be throughout your lifetime, right? Or you may find that some of the shadow work that you're doing that you may have done on this particular area, you're going to have to come back in and dust it off again and do some maintenance and remind yourself about some things, right? And maybe let go of some things because you had this experience 6 months ago and you really didn't take the time to forgive yourself. You forgave them, but did you sit down and really talk to, like you had, this is stuff that you have to do. Energetically, mentally, emotionally. We got to do this stuff, especially in this climate. In this climate, it's necessary. Especially as an empath, it's necessary to make sure that you are tapping into your own energy. As an empath, it's important for you to make sure that you are able to distinguish what's your shit versus what's not your shit. It's important for you to be able to read the room energetically when you walk into the room. You're going to have to read the room. Okay? So Spirit is saying, yeah, acceptance is key at this point. You can't change somebody from being who they are, right? And you can only be who you are. I mean, well, no, you can be who you want to be, really. The internet will do that for you, right? But if you're really about your game and you want this renewal, right? And you want to get to the other side of whatever this experience is that has hurt, that you've given more than you've gotten back, that you feel, you know, like that you need to do self-care, because whatever this is, okay? It first starts by you accepting that you can't change other people. You can only work and change yourself. It first starts by you being able to not just free fall and let go that we were talking about, I think even up to 2 weeks ago, right? Now it's accepting that it is what it is. So this is where I'm going to start right here, because right here, right now, I'm now illuminated about what this is, right? I'm going to take all of this painful information or this painful communication. I'm going to transmute it. I am going to transmute it. And I'm going to grow. And I'm going to be confident in me. I feel like, I don't know if it's that Diana Ross song. Is it Loving You Is Easy Because You're Beautiful? I think that's Diana Ross, if I'm not mistaken. But that song. But I feel like Spirit is singing that song to you. Loving you is easy because you're beautiful. I feel like you need to do some mirror work. For somebody, you need to do some mirror work and remind yourself loving you is easy because you're beautiful. As an empath, you can take on energetically so much of other people's stuff, right? Do you know somebody walking into work every day and just telling you about the horrible night they had in their relationship and their family and stuff? Just every day coming in to bombard you with their fucked up night or their messed up experiences. That's energy vampiring. If they're not pouring anything back positively wise, or if you can't vent and talk about your story because everything has to do with them, that's energy vampiring, right? So, on that note, my loves, that is the message, okay? I don't know if you guys have any questions. If you do, let me know. I am doing personal readings. You can just go ahead and email me foryourinnervoice@gmail.com, or you can DM me on Instagram for your inner voice, all right? So, we didn't get to do this in the park again. I told y'all that my phone was at 2%. When I went to record, so that did not happen. And I wanted to make sure that I was true to this commitment. And I do need to jump on the Instagram too. I might do that tonight. I don't know yet, but I do need to jump on Instagram to get that message up over there. It's been a little while, and I do need to do that. Okay, so my loves, y'all know the deal, right? You want to go ahead and be kind to yourself, because you should. You want to not only be kind to yourself, do something kind for yourself. Love yourself. Give yourself grace. Be patient with yourself, right? Accept yourself. That's another one. Oh, thank you, Miss T. You are so welcome, right? And then you also want to go ahead and be kind to somebody else. Not because they deserve it, but because you can, right? All right, loves, I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll make it to the park. I'm going to try to remember to charge my phone up tonight, okay? I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next live. Bye, my love.